Zaku Baruch, Ezra. Zaku Baruch. Continuing Siman Reish Nun, waking up early and taking care of the Shabbat meals. The Mishnah Berurah here in Seif Katan Bet says a few following points. He says that also sometimes when you buy something on Thursday, the Lichvot Shabbat, then it also shows that it's the Lichvot Shabbat. Let's say things that take time, let's say meat or fish, things that take longer time, or flour for baking, things that take longer time to make. Sometimes if you buy it on Friday, it might look like, oh, it's too close to Shabbat. He's not going to prepare it for this Shabbat. Maybe he'll keep it for a different time, so it might not look like it's Lichvot Shabbat. So sometimes if you buy it on Thursday already, then it's more noticeable for others that watch you that it's Lichvot Shabbat. And certainly to either way be on top of your game to make sure that you're buying what you need and preparing it in time, of course, for Shabbat. It's a very good thing to say. This is Lichvot Shabbat, Lichvot Shabbat Kodesh. When you buy things for Shabbat, when you're making things for Shabbat, as the dibur is, we see in also in Babim Adekin that when one speaks over something, we were learning Masechet Nedarim that you can make a neder, you can make things asur to you through our speech. So when we say this is Lichvot Shabbat, it elevates the item. There's a famous machloket between Shammai and Hillel of how to look forward towards Shabbat. And the Gemara tells us that Shammai Hazaken would eat the entire week Lichvot Shabbat. And he would, let's say, on a Sunday, he would see an animal, and say, oh, this animal looks like, or this piece of meat looks so good, and this I'm going to keep for Shabbat. And then on Monday, he'd see something even better. He says, okay, now I'm going to buy this one for Shabbat, and I'm going to eat this one now. And every day, he'd find something better than the day prior, and then he'd eat the day prior, and he'd keep the best one for Shabbat. It's a very, very high level. It's a very good thing to try doing that. Hillel HaZaken, you do it with the bread? You keep on eating bread every day, right? So Hillel HaZaken had a different level, but because he was on a very high level of emunah and bitachon, he said he knows Hashem's going to take care of him when it comes for the time of buying the items for Shabbat, that Hashem's going to mizdamin for him, he's going to bring to him the best thing that he would have found earlier in the week. He's going to find him the best thing on Wednesday, on Thursday, Friday, before Shabbat. He's such emunah and bitachon that he's going to find the best, meaning not something that he would have found maybe on a Tuesday. So it's a very high level of emunah and bitachon, and therefore the regular should actually try to be like Shammai and see in this case, and to see if you find something on a Tuesday, you get it for Shabbat, and you keep on being on the lookout for better and better. And certainly, if let's say you find something on let's say earlier in the week on a Sunday or a Monday, that's really a rare item. Oh, there's a rare bottle of vodka that I was looking for. Now I find it. And I say, okay, well I'll find it again maybe closer to Shabbat. No, buy it then already for Shabbat. And the last point is that he says a mitzvah. Lit'om mikol tavshil b'erev Shabbat. Today's a Friday, Erev Shabbat. It's a mitzvah to try the food of Erev Shabbat. So you got to tell your wife this when she says, oh, no picking. Even though there's going to be a lot of leftovers anyways. Baruch Hashem, our wives prepare a lot. But no, there's a mitzvah to taste before Shabbat. What's the reason? Because in case it needs some more spice to make it even better, so you want to make sure that you're tasting it to ensure that it is ready for Shabbat. Now, the entire family doesn't need to taste it, provided that it's been tasted and ready to go. So then it could be good. Also, there's one of the Rishonim says, "Kol ha'to'im tavshilo b'erev Shabbat, ma'arichim lo yamav u'shnotav." A person that tastes the food before Shabbat, ma'arichim lo yamav u'shnotav. Why? The pasuk says, "To'amea chaim zachu." To'amea, if you taste it, chaim zachu. You're zocheh to chaim. In New York, it became a big thing. A thing called a to'amea. To'amea is the taste the food before Shabbat. So when people make bar mitzvahs or Shabbat chatans, they invite people for guests for Friday night meal, Shabbat day, and this as a new thing that people invite for is called a to'ameh. Come to the house at 2 p.m. on a Friday, and they have Shabbat food already ready for the. So okay, that's a new style of things. One last point on this is that even if let's say there's a fast of Asara B'Tevet that falls on Erev Shabbat. So Rav David Yosef over here writes that according to Sfaradim, if a person is always makpid to taste the food Erev Shabbat, according to Sardim, you could taste the food and then spit it out, and then so at least you tasted it to see if it needs any more spices, and you don't need to make a bracha in that situation. Ashkenazim won't even taste it in that case. And what if Erev Shabbat during the 9 days? The 9 days we don't have meat. So here as well, because you're always accustomed to tasting and even swallowing before Shabbat, so therefore you could even during the 9 days taste it and swallow it, because that's what you're accustomed to. You're already bringing in Shabbat at that time in a certain way. You're not really bringing in Shabbat, but that's your connection to Shabbat. And Shabbat we eat meat, so one could do that on Erev Shabbat Chazon, Shabbat during the 9 days. That's that for today. Minchat tonight at 6:45. Have a good day, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. Tana Dev Eliyahu.